back to another brand new episode of Celebrity Catwalk. We are here with an incredible entrepreneur, business owner, and I can't even just call you a hairstylist, so I'm just going to call you a beauty and hair creative director, if you will.
Okay, I can
Tierra
take that.
Milton, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Tierra, I think what I am so impressed about you is that I have, in the course of our relationship, I have watched you grow from a student when I first met you. And let's even start at the beginning for those who are watching. Has hair and the beauty industry, has that always been in your DNA?
Yes, since a young lady, since from what I can remember, maybe 4 years old, playing in my uncle's hair and just practicing. I didn't know I was even practicing. It was just, something that I enjoyed doing. And then it evolved. I became the community hairstylist. And then from there, I took it on to the next level.
And so what's so great is you knew, because you see all these people who I'm self-taught, you knew you had to get formal training, even though you were probably thebomb.com even then, but you knew you wanted to get formal training. And so you went to school for it.
Yes, yes.
And that's where we first met. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
When you were a student, did you know that you eventually wanted to open up your own shop?
Yeah, so that was always the goal. It was just me more so becoming licensed, certified in people's eyes. So a lot of times within my endeavors of doing hair before going to school, a lot of people would say, oh, why are you charging so much, and blah, 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 you get that. And I said, you know what, let me prove to them that I can be licensed and do what it is that I need to do.
Okay. Then you opened up your own shop, and I feel what really sets you apart, one of the things that sets you apart, and this is another important reason why you're here, is we have to talk about this whole wig this wig phenomenon that has swept the nation. What made you delve into, because you are a master wig maker, you teach wig making classes.
Yes.
You create wigs for people who we see on television and go to their concerts. When did you transition into wigs and why?
Well, I've experienced a really tough road in my hair stage, when I was transitioning from relaxed hair to natural hair. I witnessed, a lot of hair shedding on my pillowcase, and it was just, I couldn't salvage it. So I went to the barbershop, I cut it off, and here I am with a clean cut. And I embraced it, but I was just like, I need to just get into wig making. Once I got into that, I didn't know I was promoting wigs. I was just creating them for myself, and that's when everything evolved from there, and that's how I got into wig making.
And wig, as we all know, just looking at Instagram or any reality show, wig, what has happened? Wigs have become, you're sitting on the train now. You can be on the C train or the E train, and you're seeing these. What has happened with the lace front wig? Can you attribute the phenomenon to anything in particular?
My take on that is women are finally having the courage to embrace themselves, and I'm proud of that. I'm happy because before I even got into wig making, I always wanted to tackle that industry, but I had my clients like, no, wigs is for old people. I'm just like, it's for everybody. It's just a form of expression. So now today you see women wearing the yellows, the greens, the purples, whatever it is, and I love it. I love it.
And are you still, and you also still, are wigs, would you say, even outweighing weaves in terms of popularity, or am I comparing apples and oranges?
You still have women who are the traditional weave wearers, but you have women like myself, professionals that are just like, maybe you should, transition into wigs because it's less stress to their hair. So it really takes a professional to actually educate the client, because clients don't know anything, they just know what they want. So it's up to you as your profession to educate them on what's, most healthy for their hair.
I feel like reality television has, this is my own personal 2 cents, I'd be curious as to your opinion, has elevated wigs in terms of women. When I watch the Braxtons or Real Housewives or Married to Medicine, it's a different wig in every scene. Or you look at the Cardi B's of the world, and everyone is, like you said, pink, purple, green. Everyone is wearing a different wig. It's become literally like a day-to-day. What wig are we? I haven't seen Black China's reality show, but literally there are things. Which one am I wearing today?
So I feel like, sorry to cut you off.
No, please.
I'm just excited to talk about this.
Yes.
So I think a lot of times in the entertainment industry, time is everything. Time is of the essence. So you have women who just have a collection of wigs. Okay, what are we putting on today? We're going to put that on today. It's going to take maybe 20 minutes to, you know what I mean? Opposed to, installing a weave. That takes time. It takes hours. You know what I mean? So, and then on top of that, it's a trendsetter. Wigs are trendsetters. It's a form of expression, again. So when you see the Toni Braxtons, the Cardi B's, it's just, this is how I feel today. So this is why you have collections of just varieties. And I think a lot of times people love variety, but they're just scared to embrace that. So now we're in a culture where women are just going for it. Yes, and I think it's also become more acceptable. Like, I feel like there was a time when even a guy would be like, is that a wig? Right. And so you found that no one is minding the wig doesn't have the stigma that it once had before. No, I think once it's properly installed, you're good, because wigs could go bad. It can look bad, look as bad as your natural hair. It could be so many elements to that, but if it's installed properly, you're safe.
Yes. And I think even Wendy Williams is funny about that, because she'll even say, I have my PTA wig, I have my, my wig that I wear here, but then obviously she's not bringing that when she goes to her son's school or she goes to the supermarket. So
it's all a feeling. It's how you feel.
That's incredible. But wigs are very, like you have said, good wigs are very costly. Yeah. And when you are, please talk a little bit about your wig making techniques and classes, and what are you stressing to, it's hairdressers, correct me if I'm wrong, is it hairdressers who are signing up for this class, or anyone can sign up for this class?
Well, anyone. It's created for anyone, people who want to generate more income. It's for women who want to further their education on wig making if they are a hairstylist. So, there's no discriminating when it comes to wig making. You're not working on a live model, you're working on a wig, so that's where it's safe for me as educating. But a lot of people just, it's therapeutic for them. I find that when I do the classes, women say that it's just therapy for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I find, and looking at your social media platforms, everyone from teenagers on up to the woman who's working at the bank to everyone, it's become accessible in terms of a wig.
Yes.
Everyone is wearing them, and you literally make and create all
for all walks of life. Now, see, the distinguishment between the young girls and the older women, they either suffering maybe from hair loss, or they just can't, they don't have the time to like really play in their hair. Then you have the young girls who want to be a part of the trend. So they'll spend the money to have a pink wig, a purple wig, whatever it is, just to be a part of that culture of what's happening right now. Then you have women who suffer from medical problems, cancer and, thyroids, and, so all in all, it's a sensitive case for me personally. I don't take it lightly. I charge what I charge because I created a value for myself. That was a struggle for me too. Becoming a hairstylist was, what is my worth? But now that I have women who are in need of my services, and I know what I give, that's where, for me, it becomes very sensitive, because I know that I had to cut all my hair off in order to regain, the strength back and the integrity. So with that being said, me having to put on a wig, I didn't want to, I had to. So I don't take it lightly when I am, producing wigs.
We have to discuss, we haven't even delved into, you're a business owner.
Yes.
You are a salon owner.
Yes.
What are some of the, I guess we could talk about this probably for the next 4 days. What are some of the challenges, or what were some of the obstacles that you faced in opening a salon? That seems like it was so many years ago.
I know,
but
right? It's going on 5 years.
Okay, so can you remember or shed a little advice on the burgeoning business owner if they wanted to open up their own salon?
Well, for me, I started at an early age. After graduating beauty school, I was given the opportunity to open up a little spot in my my friend's barbershop. That was short-lived. I was excused 3 months after. Because of being money hungry, and those were one of the things that I took with me, to never be money hungry, to always give people the opportunity. So fast forward 4 years later from, been given the opportunity to then it being shut down, I saved $15,000 or $18,000 from 21 to 24. My goal was to always say, I just want to wake up and just say, I'm ready to open up a salon. That's exactly what I did. That was just God. It wasn't planned. I just literally woke up and said, I'm going to open up a salon. So I went, store shopping. I found the location. I had a partner at the time. Me and her were doing it together. And we opened it up. We had a contractor come in. They designed the salon how I wanted it to look like. And one of the challenges that I faced was not really having the typical lifestyle like a 21, 22, 23-year-old. I had bigger goals and I had more obligations that I had to handle. So that was my sacrifice from the beginning stages. So, yeah.
I always feel like, though, you've been older than, you know that. You've always been saddled with more obligations, more responsibilities. You've always been projecting older than what you really are. So that's... And so opening the salon and what are some of your issues in dealing with the different personalities of the hairstylists in that salon?
Well, it's funny you say that. I'm a type of person, I'm a loner when it comes to being in my creative domain. So I didn't have people really in my salon like that. Now I have, and I love them. They respect my rules, we share the same values, so it's really no huge problem. But I did encounter other stylists that, came to the salon and they thought that they were the boss. I'm like, yeah, you are your own boss, but not in this salon. So they didn't like that. And, they removed themselves respectfully. And I just always said to myself, if I'm not pressed for it, I won't do it. I like my space, I like my sanctuary, I like my peace. And, I worked effectively when I'm alone and just doing my own thing. But I have my team and we're good. How do you juggle being a business owner? And I know you go on the road for gigs. You have traveled with artists, you've spent time in Atlanta, you have traveled for business. How are you able to do both? Well, when I'm not at the salon doesn't make money. So the supplement is me being away on the road and finding ways to, generate that income. So that's how that is, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there you have it. Do you feel like you're able to be more creative with your celebrity and your artist and your clientele like that when you're traveling, or do you prefer the day-to-day of...
See, the entertainment industry is not what people think it's cracked up to be. A lot of times, once you're done with the star, you're just, confined to a hotel room. They pretty much own you. You don't have liberty to say, okay, I'm done with, for instance, Keisha Cole. I can go shopping. It's like you're their liability. And I think a lot of times people want to be these celebrity hairstylists and makeup artists, but it takes huge sacrifices. I can't go too far because Keisha Cole, she's responsible for me. If she don't have her makeup and her hair done because something happened to me, a tragic car accident, how is she getting her hair done? So a lot of times we're more stationary than we are having freedom. So for
it's
me,
not the glitz and glam that people
no,
think it is.
it's not. It pays great, but it's not. I'd rather, work with day-to-day women, and then at my own leisure, I work with celebrities.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay. And what is the future? Because I know you're always thinking bigger, you're thinking more. So
Yes.
please, what's the plan?
So the plan is to remove myself from the salon eventually, retiring at an early age, maybe 40, I'm 29, to,
So that's 11 years.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
eventually,
Okay.
I just want to, be global, have, sell my wigs online, be available for everybody. I want everybody to have a piece of me.
Okay.
And I think, through having a piece of me is through products. Products make the world go round. Eventually, my hands are going to give out, so,
Okay. And what products would we see coming from you?
Products pertaining my wigs, so
Your wigs,
my
okay.
wigs, the adhesives, the shampoos, and the conditioners, and just the whole product line.
Now with
Everything.
the now this is good. This is good tea right here. So would the shampoo and conditioners just be for wigs, or are you going to delve into the whole hair care? Do you feel like there's a need
It's
for
definitely,
that?
there's always going to be a need. But I would just focus on the wigs
Okay.
for now.
So you don't see this. This is not a phase that we're seeing right now.
No,
Wigs are here.
It's in the works right now, currently,
and wigs are here to stay.
to stay.
They're not going
It's
anywhere.
never going to be a phase, ever. Ever. It's going to be here to stay. Now, it may die down just a little bit within the young community, but the 30s and up is always going to be here. Always. Because that's where it was at initially.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So you don't.
That's the
you don't-
demographic.
It's only going to keep growing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
As long as you have reality TV, you'll have the young girls, mimicking
I feel like
these
it's
images.
getting younger. I feel like the demographic is getting younger and younger, like you said, and more people are embracing it. And how do you handle because I'm sure everyone comes in and wants to look like so and so. How do you deal with that?
Well, for one, I'm honest. I let them know from the door, I think this will look great, but if we try this color, or, we put the color this location, color placement, it's just a lot when it comes to wigs. I find a lot of times, companies or people, whoever the individual is, they're just throwing a color on and saying, okay, this is for you. But it's not. Wigs are supposed to be customized to the woman and her lifestyle. And that's where I come in,
Yes, yes, yes. Gotcha. Can you tell me, do you have a client, we're not, of course, sharing names, but like who has 10 wigs, or who's your client who has the most wigs, or do you have any wig addicts amongst
At this point, yeah, it's becoming a thing. Like, my clients are becoming more comfortable with the idea, now that it's practical. They pretty much can see the growth of their hair. They can see, how everything is elevating or in that sense. But yeah, my clients, I have this one client, she has like 20 wigs. I swear she doesn't stop. She doesn't stop. And I love it because she just keeps me on my toes with all these different colors, these techniques. I'm like, really? Keep it coming.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what people probably neglect, and you mentioned it in where your products will come in, is the care. I think people, and I know I would be that type, I would just throw the poor wig in a corner somewhere. And can I bring my wig to you for upkeep?
Sure, why not? Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. That's
Okay.
definitely a service.
And do you find that people are not, or there is a whole world in that in terms of keeping the wig together, keeping it?
Oh yeah, because when you're spending $500, you're absolutely going to keep up with your hair. It's an investment.
Okay.
It's definitely an investment. So
Okay.
people are taking it more serious. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. So so a good custom wig is running you about $500
Minimum.
minimum. Okay.
Yes,
There you
ma'am.
go. There you go.
Quality over quantity.
Over quantity.
Yes.
Okay. And you are providing all of the hair, all of the
Everything.
color. You do it the
Full
whole.
production, she and her studios, yes.
She and Her Studios in Staten Island
Yes, ma'am.
is doing it all. And you're still covering it all. So it's still for natural hair. It's still, you
Yes.
offer barber services as well?
Yes, my dad's a barber.
Oh, you're keeping it in the family.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's how it all started too, my dad.
And that's how it started. And I know you're probably offering makeup services.
Yes.
And of course the wig making, the wig classes.
Yes.
Weaves,
That's still a thing, yes.
That's still
it's
a thing.
Gonna forever be lived.
cut and color is still
Yes.
a thing. How many different stylists are in the salon?
We have 2,
Okay,
yes.
okay, that's good. Any chance of more She and Her salons opening up?
No.
Oh dear. You answered that very
was a quick
quickly.
no.
That was a quick no.
No, because I find that, malls are going out of, business, but everything is happening on the internet. It's the cyber world, everything. I mean, even though salons are always going to be a thing, but
Right.
I just want to move product.
Okay, so we can't look forward to a chain
No.
of oh dear. You shot that right.
I'm so passionate about
Yes,
that.
you
I
shot
love
that
my
right
domain.
down.
That would be the only domain, but not a franchise, no. No.
Oh dear.
Sorry, Jennifer.
I was looking forward to a Manhattan She and Her
God
outpost.
forbid, no. It's a lot. It's a lot. You need a circle of competence. You really do. You cannot do it alone. And I'm finding now in the coming years that I can't do this alone.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can speak to this. That saying, that old, 5 million year old saying about good help is hard to find.
It
you
is.
probably
It really is.
it's
Cutthroat
probably
industry.
never rung truer than what you've seen.
It's true.
So how did you find your circle of competence?
I'm still finding them.
Okay.
I'm still. It's difficult. People say, I find that people work ethics doesn't meet what they say, and I don't tolerate certain things. So I know my work ethics, and I know what it takes to get to where I need to get to. So I'm going to do what it is that I have to do in good faith, with integrity, with respect, with dignity. And a lot of people don't have that these days. They're trying to get to they're trying to get to where they need to get to by any means necessary. I know you know this firsthand.
I do.
Any means necessary. So it's difficult finding your circle of competence. It is.
Wow. So you're finding that everyone will take whatever shortcuts they need to take to
Majority, not all. I'm one
Okay.
of the few that don't take
Yes.
shortcuts.
Yes.
But majority they do, because for the help of social media, it's not like how it used to be.
Yes. Can you talk a little bit about how social media has made your job probably a little more difficult or challenging, or it's I guess it just made things harder, or is everything competition, or do you find people copying you even because of social media?
I find it very competitive. Sometimes I'm intimidated by it because that was never a thing for me. I'm like the last of the Mohegans of being old school,
Right.
and then here comes the millennials. So it can be frustrating at times when I don't want to post. I shouldn't have to post. It's just like, book your appointment. You know what time it is already. I can do hair. So I find myself racing, and I just recently had to just tell myself, you don't have to be in a race. What are you in a race for? You're already established. Now it's time to really put your thinking cap on and strategize. Don't be in a race, because then you're gonna look silly, So I'm just, coping with that right now, because social media can be a mother. It's intimidating. It's fun. It's exciting. It's free promotion for the company. But it's a lot. It can be intimidating. on all spectrums, not only in the beauty industry.
Yes. I think Instagram, with this whole removing of likes, and it's caught a lot of caught a lot of fire. Social media has definitely come under fire for being for really taking things to a whole new level. I didn't know until recently that there was such a thing as an internet model.
Oh man, let's talk about that.
I know we can talk about for the next 2 days, but that whole internet modeling world is new and has gotten I think it's gotten on its fast track via social media. And I know you probably have to deal with that and everyone who thinks that they're a model.
And people just idolizing the wrong things.
Yes.
You know, so they have the wrong impressions. You know, you have to have 300 likes in order to be, you know, a great stylist, a great anything. So it kind of, for me, I'm offended. You know, it doesn't matter if I have 20 likes. Can you look at the image and say, this is great work, opposed to looking at the likes and saying, oh, this is great work. Let me share this, you know? Right. People have it messed up.
So you're definitely seeing it's quantity over quality.
Absolutely.
And I think that's across the board, like you said. I think that's with everything. That's just not with the world. That's with everything.
Everything, yeah.
So that's okay. So Tierra, I'm putting it out there now. I'm speaking it into existence for 2020. We need you to come back. We got to do whether it's. I will let it be your choice, whether it's going to be a regular hair show, whether it's going to be a wig hair show. It will be either one, but pencil us in because I know you're very busy. So pencil us in for January 2020. We definitely we have to show your work. We have to show what your aesthetic is and the work that you have so amazingly done, and some of your favorite looks, and why they're some of your favorite looks. So
nice.
So I'm giving you good. So get those, let those creative
like the
juices.
Transformation.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Isn't
and
it
I will,
on you?
And please, I will absolutely volunteer myself to be the first guinea pig. Absolutely. But I would definitely. You must plan to come back, and we will do an in-studio hair show that you can commentate and tell us about these looks, because, like we've said, wigs and pieces and all different things has taken. I follow you and I see that you've braids and updos, and it's you do it all. We've got to get it going, and we've got to show us. So we're going to plan that for 2020. Absolutely.
Yes, let's do it.
Good. Thank you very much. You can find She and Her Studio in Staten Island. You can follow She and Her Studio on Instagram, on Facebook.
Everywhere.
You can follow them. You can like them, and be sure to check them out because they really believe in quality hair care and beauty services.
Yes.
Thank you, Tierra, for being here. Thank you very much for catching us on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. And if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe so that you will not miss a single episode. Take care. Bye-bye.